When a family moves into an old, abandoned house, they discover a beautiful antique music box hidden in the attic. What begins as a harmless curiosity soon turns dark as the box's haunting melody takes hold. Strange events escalate, revealing the sinister curse tied to the music box, and the family's dream home becomes a living nightmare. Hey mystery lovers, this is The Cursed Melody, the LaMont's haunted music box. In the late 1800s, there lived a renowned composer named Alistair Lamont. He was a man of passion and genius, but deeply flawed by his obsession with immortality. Alistair believed his soul could live on through his music, so he channeled his darkest emotions into a single creation, an exquisitely crafted music box. Made from rare blackened mahogany and inlaid with intricate gold filigree, the box was as beautiful as it was ominous. But its real allure lay in the haunting melody that played from within, a composition Lamont had painstakingly written. Rumour had it that Alistair, in a desperate bid for eternal life, made a sinister pact, binding his very soul to the music box. His spirit would live on through the melody, but at a terrible cost. Whoever owned the music box would be ensnared by its eerie tune. Over time, they would begin to hear Alistair's voice, urging them to listen more, to play the box endlessly. Some were driven mad, others simply vanished without a trace. But one thing was certain: the music box never remained with the same owner for long. Tragedy followed it, claiming each life, before it mysteriously passed on to another unsuspecting soul. Its final known owner was a reclusive woman named Margaret Thornhill, the last in a long line of tragic heirs. Margaret, like those before her, became obsessed with the music box, its haunting tune filling her empty house day and night. She had no children, no living relatives to pass the cursed object on to. When Margaret finally passed away, alone in the decaying house, the music box disappeared, slipping back into the shadows, forgotten but not forever. Years have passed. The old Thornhill house had been vacant for decades, a crumbling relic at the edge of town. That is, until the Hawkins family moved in. James and Rachel Hawkins, along with their 8-year-old daughter Emily, were looking for a fresh start. The house was large and affordable despite its weathered state. It felt like a dream come true. Emily, an imaginative and curious girl, was immediately captivated by the house. There was something about its old, creaking walls and towering attic that excited her. While her parents busied themselves with unpacking, Emily wandered upstairs, drawn to the attic by an inexplicable pull. In the dust and shadows, she found it. An elegant, black music box tucked away in an old chest. The gold inlays caught the dim light, and despite its age, it looked as though it had been waiting just for her. "Mum! Dad! Look what I found!" Emily called excitedly, her voice echoing through the attic. James and Rachel smiled, thinking it was just another one of the house's many forgotten relics. They didn't think twice when Emily insisted on keeping the music box in her room. It seemed harmless, a charming antique trinket. But Emily was enchanted. Every night before bed she would wind the box, letting its eerie, lilting melody lull her to sleep. The obsession begins. At first, Emily's fascination with the music box seemed innocent. She loved watching the delicate ballerina inside twirl to the haunting tune, spinning endlessly on her little stage. But soon, things began to change. Emily grew quiet, distant. She spent hours in her room, barely interacting with her parents, her attention fixed solely on the music box. "She's just adjusting to the move," Rachel told James, trying to calm the growing unease she felt. But deep down, she couldn't shake the sense that something was wrong. Then came the whispers. At first, Rachel thought it was just her imagination, but the whispers persisted, soft, unintelligible murmurs that seemed to come from the very walls of the house. At night, Rachel would wake to find Emily standing in her room, clutching the music box, her eyes wide and unfocused. "I can't stop playing it, Mummy," Emily whispered one night, her voice unnervingly calm. "He won't let me." "Who won't let you, sweetie?" Rachel asked, her heart pounding. "The man in the music." The music box began to play on its own, its eerie melody filling the house at odd hours. James and Rachel would wake in the dead of night to the sound of its haunting tune, only to find Emily sitting in her dark room, cradling the box like a prized possession. Her once bright eyes were now dull, her skin pale as if something was draining the life from her. "We need to take it away," James said one evening, his voice tight with fear. "It's not normal." But when they tried to remove the music box, Emily's reaction was terrifying. She screamed, her voice piercing and frantic, as if her very soul was being torn from her. She lashed out at them, desperate to keep the box in her grasp. Overwhelmed, they relented, shaken by the intensity of her outburst. That night, the whispers became louder, more distinct. They seemed to echo through the walls, growing in number, surrounding the house like a storm. Sleep was impossible. Every creak, every shadow felt wrong. Rachel woke in a cold sweat, only to find Emily standing at her bedside, holding the music box. "He's waiting for me, Mummy," Emily said, her voice soft but chilling. "He says it's almost time." By morning, Emily was gone. No doors had been opened, no windows broken. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. The police found no trace of her. She was simply gone. The only thing left behind was the music box sitting on her bed, silent and still. James and Rachel, devastated and broken, left the house shortly after. No one could live there again. But the music box remains, hidden somewhere within the old Thornhill house, waiting. And sometimes, if you listen closely, you can hear its haunting melody drifting through the empty halls, calling out to its next victim. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to stay updated for more mysterious tales. Until then, keep your curiosity alive and your lights on. Thanks for watching.